For me.
That's right, but not before me. There are three things that we need to create a thriving ecosystem. In no particular order: availability of capital, availability of talent, and availability of projects that involve the capital and the talent. So, Silicon Bali is a project which is a test, because right now we know that Bali has those three things. So whilst you're here, as people begin to join us, ask yourself that question: which one are you? Are you capital? Are you talent? Or do you have a project?
Favourse is a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, and each event on the DAO is what we could call like a mini DAO. So, or what we could call like a time-limited event DAO. Which means that like anyone can initiate an event, whether it comes from the perspective of a speaker or the venue or a participant. And this is like the initial NFT, and every stakeholder that is invested in making the event a success is what we call like a stakeholder or collaborator NFT. So the venues, the speakers, catering, production, etc. And this is especially interesting for bigger events, where instead of doing a limited liability company, an LLC, you could just create all of this, have it secured on the DAO, through an assurance contract, through NFTs, and crowdfund together, have the funds secured there, and release them according to the vouchers of this so-called like mini DAO. How the whole DAO is financed is just by very traditional business model. Part of all the transaction fees are being returned to the DAO, and also we're working with our partners and have affiliate commissions come in, as well as royalties from NFT sales and crowdfunded NFT sales. So, and of course, so I just talked about the stakeholder NFTs. We have the access NFTs. So the actual tickets will be NFTs, and there could be like a basic NFT for entrance, or food NFT for entrance and food, and also VIP NFTs, which for a music concert could provide maybe like an extra perk of having a 10-second birthday song being played for the buyer of this NFT, and the NFTs being being used for the crowdfunding for the pre-sale. And part of these funds are being given to a treasury, what we call like a positive impact treasury. So the whole community of Favourse can suggest and vote for social impact, environmental positive impact events. So you could say, you know, there's this cool, like we need to clean up the Banjar, or we need to bring some education to certain villages, etc. So people can suggest these ideas for events, can vote on them, and then the grants being given, and all of this being funded through the DAO. We have already created a prototype. You can see that on demo.favourse.com, where you can, it's free, you can register, you can create your events, you can invite others and so on, but it's still a prototype. And then we're going to do the Bali International Event Center. And of course, we're not doing this alone. We're collaborating with others on this project, where we're going to host our own events, as well as have partners who also do events there on different topics, all related to blockchain, to crypto, and to social impact. And one thing I'm really excited about is that we're gonna host think tanks, where we bring researchers and people together and work on ideas and on projects and technologies on how blockchain technology and other technologies can help bring education everywhere. So we're working with partners in virtual reality, augmented reality, hologram technology, and experimenting and piloting, pioneering these at our event center. So they can come in, try these out, participants can come there and have an experience of how it is. And then we're working with researchers and universities to bring these technologies so it allows people to have access to education and learning anywhere in the world. Maybe if you can't go somewhere, you can't go to like a teaching class, you will have a semi or full immersive experience. What's coming up? We're going to continue with these monthly events in Bali, and starting in January next year, we're going to do international blockchain conferences. Upcoming is Singapore, Dubai, and we also have already some event organizers and some projects in different countries we're collaborating with locally. Then the Bali International Event Center, and we're going to have an upcoming conference in November as well.
Let's discuss about what happened in the 2020. In the 2021, back then, when the Bitcoin hit the all-time high, actually at the same time, the volume transaction of cryptocurrency in Indonesia in one day is about 300 million US dollars in one day. But now in the low season, where we are now in the winter period, every day the transaction only in Indodax alone is about almost 20 million US dollars per day. So we can see the potential growth in Indonesia market.
I'm Faye. Apparently I'm the only Indonesian on this panel, so it's probably why I'm here. So I'm the founder and CEO of Kumpul, the largest ecosystem enabler in Indonesia. We work with 120 hubs in 40 cities, working through accelerators, entrepreneurial programs across Indonesia with ministries, provincial governments. Also the president of Co-working Indonesia. That's how we got a strong network of all the players in all of the cities, and as well as the co-founder of Her Accelerator to provide space for women-led Web3 projects. That's all.
Thank you, Faye.
Are important, networking is important, purpose is important, but what really matters is bringing project from 0 to 1. So try to find ways to make this cooperation, to make all this value that we're sharing here today and in other occasions actionable. If it's actionable, other actors will step in. People with money, people with grant, people with network. But it must be actionable in a reasonable amount of time. Means that if we want to call ourselves Silicon Valley, we can't do that just because we want to change the world. Because in 3 years, we're going to clean all the oceans in the world. That's a very good thing, and we're going to do that. But we need to produce actually good projects, world-changing projects in 90 days, in 120 days. In 180 days. That's why I wanted Andrew to speak, because he's a developer relationship manager, because I want to switch the focus a little bit on developers. 2 of them sitting here, by the way. One of which is the creator of that game you've seen before. Let's try to engage them more, to put them in those wonderful group chat that we have, thinking about strategies, planning the future. Involve them. They know what to do, and they are the missing piece from now to Silicon Valley.